There's so many things that go into safe operations and procedures on a forklift. Brakes are super important, probably one of the most important things on a forklift. But there's a lot of safety things that come now standard on equipment. For example, you have seat switches that as you're sitting in the seat, it allows you to operate the forklift, shifting, traveling, using the hydraulics. If you lift up off that seat while you're driving it, it'll sense that and it'll kick it out of gear, and nothing will work until you sit back down in the seat and recycle the shift lever. That's called operator presence sensing system. Every forklift has that today. So you combine that with strobe lights, headlights, blue safety pedestrian lights. All those things, again, are almost standard now. Orange safety belts. You have seat belt interlocks that you can't even use the forklift unless you put the seat belt on. So there's a variety of things that are in place right now to make the forklift as safe as it can possibly be. With today, you go back to the operator presence sensing system. So if he's not sitting in the seat or leaning out to the side, nothing's going to work. If you try to start the forklift, but the shift lever was in forward, that won't work. If the e-brake is not set, it doesn't start. If the e-brake's not released, it will not go into gear. So there's a lot of connected items that are in place that allow the forklift to work, which a lot of new operators need to be shown. So the way a forklift lifts product is pretty simple, really. And we'll talk in terms of a 3-stage upright because that's the most common. The levers on a forklift, again, are pretty standard across all manufacturers. The first lever is going to be for lift and lower. Second lever is going to be for tilt forward and back. Third is auxiliary, but 99% of the time is for side shift. If it's equipped with a fourth valve, that would be for a special attachment. Fork positioning, paper roll clamp, carton clamp, something like that. So what happens is when on a 3-stage mast, you've got 3 different cylinders. You've got a primary cylinder in the center of the upright. That cylinder provides what is called free lift. So free lift means that you are raising the forks in the carriage in the rail of the upright, and no other rails above that are coming out at a certain point. So when you raise the carriage up and it gets to the top of the mast, first stage, when it goes past that, then the second rail comes out. So that way when you're inside of a semi and you have double stacked pallets, you can pick those without running a rail through the top of the semi. So that's what free lift is for. How it lifts, when you stroke that, you've got chains that as the cylinder pushes, there are chains that are attached to the carriage all the way down where the forks are, and then they have a base point on the back of the upright. So what's really doing the lifting is the pressure from the hydraulics of the cylinder, and then the chains actually are carrying the entire load.